Hi guys, welcome back to a journal with me video. So today I'm going to be doing a quick little journal with me session in my traveler's notebook. So if you haven't seen my initial setup video where I explain how I'm using my traveler's notebook, I recommend you go and check it out so that you can understand how I'm using my inserts. But basically each of my kids have an insert and I just write to them things I want to remember, things I want them to remember. And yeah, so eventually I'm going to bind the inserts all together into their own books further down the line, so that's the idea. But anyway, today I'm doing a quick little journaling session in my son Ren's insert. So I had these photos, I had quite a lot of photos from a little photo shoot my sister did of our family, and my son has this little habit where he's always done it. He sucks on his two middle fingers and it's like a little self-soothing thing that he does, and so I have a lot of photos of him doing that in this photo session that I want to put together and put together into a page and just write about it so that we can remember, because it's one of those things that I think you think you'll never forget, but you do forget over time. You forget all the cute little things that they do. So yeah, so I had a big stack of photos from this photo shoot that he was sucking on his fingers, and so I narrowed it down to just a couple, and I'm just going to work around that idea. So here I have a little plastic pocket full of ephemera that I've put together earlier, and this is just baby related ephemera that I keep together for Ren's little insert. It just makes my life a lot easier to find things that will suit his insert. So I pulled out a few pieces that I'm thinking I might use on this page, and then I'm just going straight in and adding some colour. So I just got my little cheap watercolour set. This is from Big W in Australia, and I decided to try and do a green page because I usually do blues or yellows, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. So just splashing some colour all over the page. And then I think that's all I really do for the background. I just wanted to add some colour. I'm having so much fun adding colour in my traveler's notebook inserts because it's something that I actually never really used to do in my journals before I got the traveler's notebook. So I used to just write and collage onto my pages, and I never used to add a coloured background or do bright colours. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun playing with bright colours in these inserts. I feel like I can just go crazy in the traveler's notebooks with decorating, and it's just really fun to sit down and do some creative journaling when I get time. So I like to add washi tape at the top and bottom of my pages, sometimes down the side of my pages, just because I think it like frames it in a nice way and it looks really neat and tidy, but it requires really, really minimal effort, so I like doing that. So just put a little bit down the side as well. So a bit of gold and then the mint with the stars. I just think that looks really cute. And I'm just trimming around the edges of the page, and yeah, I'm just kind of bringing your eye into the middle of the page with the washi tape. It just frames it. So now I'm just going to start adding some ephemera, working out how I'm going to tip in my photos or stick them down. I really like putting photos in my books, but I try not to. The thing is, I take a lot of photos and I end up with a lot of photos. I get them all printed. It's like an obsessive thing that I have to have them printed, because it's like I don't want to lose those photos, so I get them all printed monthly. And I like to put them into my books, but I don't want to make it just photos. Like, I want to leave enough room to write, and so I'm just trying to work out ways I can incorporate the photos without taking up my writing space. So as I said before, I used to do a lot of collaging in my journals, and I even didn't really do that much writing before, but in these inserts I'm finding that because they're to my kids, it's really, really easy to write. I guess everyone's the same way. When you're writing about your kids, it just comes very easily, and there's an endless amount of things you can write about and say to them. So it's really fun to do this. I'm really liking the whole concept of it. So what I did was I really liked on the back of that Project Life card, there was a little circle with a heart and it said capture, but I wanted to use the opposite side of the card. So the side where the capture was, I was going to stick my photo to, but I didn't want to waste that cute little element, so I punched it out with my circle punch, and then I just stuck it back onto the opposite side where the hole was. So punched it out, flipped it over, stuck it back down. Hope that makes sense, but that's all I did. I think it looks quite cute, and I'm happy with how that turned out. It wasn't something that I had pre-planned or anything, it just happened. So now I'm just gonna tip in this photo of my son sucking on his fingers on another Project Life card, and yeah, just decorating the page. This page was so simple to do, just a little bit of layering with some dyes and just elements that I had collected already, and that's really it, apart from the watercolor background. So I decided to add the other photo in as a little tuck. So tuck's behind this belly band thing that I'm making here, and the reason I decided to do that was just so that I still had my entire page for writing. And I like to have interactive elements in my journal, so I like the fact that you can pull it out and flip it over and hold it, you know. I really like that element. So I'm trying to get some glue to come out so I can reinforce this sticker. I just find that some stickers don't stick very well, so I always like to reinforce them with a bit of glue. Those stickers are so cute, by the way. I found them on Etsy, a shop that I bought from before actually, and they're just the cutest stickers I've ever seen in my life. So now I'm just putting some stamps. So I did the date stamp, and then I just did a So Very Sweet stamp. I think it's an Amy Tangerine roller stamp, and I just like to stamp it once so that it's a nice impression, and then I stamp it a couple extra times around the page until there's no ink left on the stamp. I just like the way it looks when it fades out, and it also gets a lot of the ink off your stamp for a lazy person like me. Then I just drew some little circles, and I'm going to go in and start writing. So I'm pretty sure I fast forward this because I do a little bit of writing, and I'm not sure what else I do after that actually. So the little baby in the corner is a die by kaisercraft or kaisercraft. I always say that because I'm not sure which way you're supposed to pronounce it, but that's where that's from. And I'm writing with a pen by American Crafts, which I'm really loving at the moment. I've got messy writing, but I feel like it's really improving my writing because it's so smooth on the paper, if that makes sense. And I think that's about it. Okay, pulling out a little stencil. I've had this stencil forever, since I was a little kid, and I'm just writing cutie with the stencil, I think. I really love using this. I haven't used it for so long, and then I saw people using them. I was like, oh, I have one of those. I'm going to pull it out, and I've been using it on almost every page, so yeah. Now I'm doing some little squiggles. I've been doing this in my art journals as well. I've been doing it on everything. I just love the look because it kind of looks like stitching, but it's not stitching. It's like a lazy way of adding that effect, and just a little squiggle around the page. Now I pulled out some little embellishments. These are things I usually use in my Project Life albums, but I just wanted to put a couple of hearts down the side. So some little cork stickers that I made, and then some little glittery heart punches that I punched out. And now I'm going to take my white pen and do a little frame around the photo. This pen gave me so much trouble though, so I don't know. I feel like this pen always gives me trouble, but other people have no problem with it, so I don't know if it's just the way I use it, but I ended up grabbing a black marker and going around the photos again with that, because this just took me so long trying to get it to work and it was so frustrating. I really like the way this looks as well. It just kind of adds an extra element to photos really effortlessly. This is something I saw Kayla Renee do in her Project Life albums all the time. I just really love that look, so I've kind of stole it from her. I do it in my Project Life albums as well. I think that's about all I do after this, so I might have to wrap it up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little process video. And I hope you're all well and having a happy day. And I'll see you guys again soon in my next video. Bye.